Hello, hello, welcome to Bonnets and Bottles. Yeah. To be real, got to be real. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. Lovely to have you guys here. So we are doing our live event that we do every Sunday at 7. Sorry for running a little bit late. And it is called Bonnets and Bottles. Now with Bonnets and Bottles, we got our bonnets. We've got our bottles, and we're going to be reading AITA stories from Reddit, and we will be judging. So have your judging hats on. This is a safe space for judgment. And make sure you guys run up those likes, comments, and shares. If you have any product questions, please feel free to run them right here. Michelle, welcome to the live, and welcome to the live, everyone. We're doing an initial giveaway just to get the live pushed out so that everyone can join us in with Bonnets and Bottles. And we've got some flash sales going for you guys. We have a smaller cart today because we're just really focusing on, we're going to just be really focusing on the Bonnets and Bottles aspect. But it is time for Bonnets and Bottles. If you have any product questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat. I'm so excited to have you guys here with us today. All right, gorgeous, stunning. Thank you guys. Make sure you guys run up those likes, comments, and shares. So here's what we're doing with Bonnets and Bottles. If this is your first time in Bonnets and Bottles with us, hey, hi Gmail, how you doing, beautiful? If this is your first time in Bonnets and Bottles with us, you're gonna be having a good time. We will be judging. We've got our bonnets on. I've got my bottle. Today I'm sipping on water. Sip on whatever helps you feel your best. And we will be starting with some stories shortly. I did also put our new scents that we just dropped in the orange shopping cart for you guys. So if you have any questions about those, you can feel free to pop them in the chat, and I will give you a quick. He said, "Time for Bonnets and Bottles tonight. We're doing tonight we're keeping it chill." He said, "I got mine ready already. Missing a bonnet." She said, "Let me see if I can win that bonnet real quick." We have some fabulous bonnets in the orange shopping cart for you guys as well. In the meantime, in between time, make sure you guys are running up those likes, running up those comments, and running up those shares. And we're going to go ahead and get in and get your judgy hats on, and we'll get in with the first story. Thank you so much, Awkward Fairy, for sharing the live. I appreciate you, beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and get in with the first story. Let's begin. I got my scarf from you on, though. I love it. She said I got a head wrap one, baby. I love that, boo. Okay, so let's do the first story. Am I the a-hole for agreeing to babysit for my friend without asking my partner? Dun dun dun. This is interesting. I have a friend, 21-year-old female, who's a single mom to a 1.5-year-old toddler, and she started taking night classes to get her degree this semester. She has classes on Monday and Wednesday. And Friday. Originally, her mom had agreed to watch her child while she was in class, but her mom's work schedule changed, and she can no longer watch her on Fridays. I work as a nurse with fluctuating hours, but I'm always off on Fridays. So when my friend mentioned this to me a few weeks ago, I quickly told her that I would gladly watch him for a few hours while she was in class. My boyfriend Nick is a stay-at-home dad to our 1-year-old. On Fridays, I take over the majority of the child care. I watch our son for the most part by myself while Nick plays video games or does some shopping, etc. It's essentially his off day. When I told Nick I was agreeing to watch my friend's baby on Friday, I didn't think it was a big deal since I'm already doing the childcare on Fridays, and I don't expect my partner to help out. But he was upset that I had agreed to this. He said I should have discussed it with him beforehand. I told him it didn't matter since I would be watching the kids by myself. This week was the first week I had both kids, and it wasn't too bad at all. My friend's toddler was only there for 3 hours. Nick was in his gaming room the entire time. and my friend came to pick up her baby. He was very standoffish with her, throwing shots like, I'm glad you came so early after they left. I told him he didn't need to be rude to her, and I watched the kids without his help. And he shouldn't be acting this way. He was still being very distant the whole time. Do you think am I the a-hole? This is really interesting. So I feel like there's definitely two things that play with the story. I think the first thing is that, like, I'm gonna say that I actually don't think the OP is the a-hole, because it's one thing if you volunteer someone else's time, but she was very much knew that she was volunteering her own time. So I don't think that that's a-hole of her at all. I think that she was trying to help her friend. And then I do think that she should have discussed it with her partner first. I think that when you're in a partnership, you should have conversations about things beforehand. But I think at the same time, like, it wasn't like she was signing him up for anything. So I'm not sure why he was so standoffish about it. Welcome in, you guys. But let me know. Thank you so much, Brittany. I appreciate you, beautiful. We got Bonnets and Bottles. He said he wanted her attention. I don't think he wanted her attention, because she said that usually on Fridays, it's his day off. She is the one watching the kids. She's the one watching their child. She said that she would, hi Tara, thank you for the rose, beautiful. She's the one watching the child. She wasn't volunteering his time. She said during this time, he just likes to play video games, and he likes to go shopping. So he's just having his chill day. So there was no impact on his schedule. Do I think that she should have discussed it first? Yes, because at the end of the day, when you're in a partnership, you are supposed to be making decisions together. But do I think she was an asshole? No, but I don't think you should ever have any excuse to be rude to anyone. Especially when it's like your wife's friend, and this woman didn't do anything. Like, it's not like she had even asked the wife to watch the kids. The wife said that she had volunteered. So that's crazy to me. Gmail said he needs to calm down. He said calm down, but actually, like, I'm not sure why he was so pressed. She should have talked to him first, but he was doing a lot. Like, he was very upset. I'm like, you don't gotta do nothing. Like, you ain't gotta do nothing. You ain't gotta be nothing. You just your life has not changed at all. So I think that he's the a-hole for being a weirdo, but yeah, red flags. But he's a stay-at-home dad, so maybe he was just like, he just assumed it was gonna be on him. But she said that she never volunteered his time, so I don't know. He just seemed too upset for me. He was doing a lot. Cause I'm the type of friend who I'm like, if my friend needs my help and I can help, I was like, might as well. Don't ever be rude to my friends. So embarrassing. No, but like, actually, that's like so awkward. Like, why are you being rude and standoffish? Cause now I look weird. And like, you look weird too. Like, why are you being such a weirdo? Yeah, very, very strange. But she like him, so she with him. That's her man. So rude and all. Thank you guys. Make sure you guys keep running up those likes, keep running up those comments, keep running up those shares. If you have any product questions, please feel free to run them right there. Thank you so much, Game Changer, for joining. Kamaya, you're gonna get kicked out because you're being weird. Don't be weird. Welcome to Bonnets and Bottles. All right, let's do the next one. This one is really interesting. Am I the a-hole for not comforting my daughter after she lost her stepsister's necklace? Dum dum dum. I'm gonna say no. I married my wife 5 years ago. I have two daughters from my first marriage, Rose and Nicole, 15 and 13, while my wife has Becca, 16. Becca's father is absent, so her grandfather played a big role in her life until he passed away a year before I met my wife. It was very hard on Becca, and though she's doing better, she still carries that loss. Totally understand. Like, I feel like it's definitely a parental figure. I've stepped up as a father figure, and we're very close. Oh, that's great. Becca has a necklace with her grandfather's wedding ring on it, gifted to her by my wife when she was 13. That is so sweet. She wears it only on special occasions or when she wants to feel close to him. That's beautiful. Rose and Nicole know its significance. Rose once asked to borrow it because she found the ring beautiful, but Becca refused, and Rose seemed to respect that. Fair enough. Last week, after Rose and Nicole returned to their moms, Becca noticed that her necklace was missing. She was frantic, insisting that she hadn't taken it out since a dance a month ago, but had seen it in her jewelry box since then. While searching, Nicole overheard the situation, passing the phone to Rose. Rose hesitated but eventually admitted that she had borrowed it for an upcoming date. I told her she needed to return it immediately and that we would discuss how wrong it was to steal it. Becca calmed slightly but was still deeply upset. I went to my ex's house where Rose was looking embarrassed and said she couldn't find it. We searched everywhere: her room, bag, my car, and her mom's house. I even brought it back to retrace her steps. When Becca saw her, she exploded in anger, calling Rose a brat and saying that she'd never forgive her if it wasn't found. Rose was crying, looking at me, but I just told her to keep looking and hope we found it. I'm sorry, but what's wrong with Rose? You can't. She was already told not to take it. She was told not to do it. She knew not to do it. What's wrong with that girl? Eventually Rose thought to check under her mom's car. It was there, thankfully undamaged. Why was it underneath a car? What? I grabbed it and told her she was lucky. I grounded her, and while she kept apologizing, I told her I appreciated that, and she knows how bad, but it wasn't okay. She later called Becca to apologize again, but Becca said she never trust her again, which she should not. Rose is conniving. Like, what is wrong with her? Anyways, But anyways, okay. I told her But anyways, Becca said she never trusts her again. We got Becca a locking jewelry box because she a thieving ass thief. Like, what is wrong with Rose? Anyways, sorry. And a door lock at her request. This little girl is not gonna trust nobody no more. Come on. My ex thinks we're being too hard on Rose and that we should have comforted her. She says Rose is just a teen who made a mistake. I disagree. No, see, this is where it starts. This is where it starts. This is where the bad behavior starts. You can't be allowing your kids to just do anything. She knew. She had asked and she had been refused. There was a boundary set. Rose saw the boundary and she knew she crossed the line. I'm sorry, you can't, yes, your kids are going to make mistakes, but making a mistake means that you need to have them confront and understand that what they did was wrong. Rose was so wrong in this situation, and I'm glad that this man is being a good disciplinarian, because more of these kids need this discipline. More of these kids, because you see, this is why these kids run around doing all this stupid shit, because ain't nobody disciplining them and telling them what right from wrong. Come on. And all he did was ground her and tell her that what she did was wrong, which is true. She was dead ass wrong. Okay. Anyways, let's get into the rest of it. So I'm glad that Becca now has a lock for her room, because she deserved it. She earned it. After what Rose put her through. Anyways, she says that Rose just made a mistake. I disagree, saying that it wasn't a simple mistake. She knew the necklace's importance. Strike number 1. Was told not to take it. Strike number 2. And nearly lost it. Strike number 3. You can't be out here. She out here stealing. She's been told no. She's violating boundaries. She's stealing. And she's still losing shit too. Like, you know it's important not to lose that thing, and you still gonna lose it. Come on now. You said, and nearly lost it. If it had been run over, it would have been gone forever. I told Rose I love her, but any more comforting would be coddling. She needs to learn from this. My wife, Becca, and even Nicole agree with my approach. No, you are not the a-hole. I'm here for it. Some are asking if I think Rose did it on purpose to hurt Becca. I don't think so. He said, I don't think so. And Becca has confirmed that she doesn't believe this either. Even before Becca was screaming at her, Rose genuinely seemed upset and remorseful for losing it. She clearly felt bad. It doesn't make it okay in the slightest, but her story adds up. She has a milestone date with her boyfriend approaching, and she wanted to look nice. Still dumb as hell for her to do this, mind you, but I don't believe it's genuine. I think she took it and then accidentally lost it. Okay. People are asking how it was under the car. It's hard to explain. I don't take a picture of time, but it wasn't directly under the car the way I found it. I believe it fell out from Rose's pocket where she said she put it and accidentally got kicked under the car. Car was parked in my ex's garage. Even though no lights in there, originally it blended in with the ground. Rose thought she checked because it was checking her mom's car again, the last place she remembered having it, and desperately wanted to find it and decided to check underneath the car where she found it. Believe that she maliciously took it, but even Becca has said that the outfit Rose planned on wearing the date she's no longer going on because she is grounded complimented the necklace. I love that she's grounded. But yeah, he is not being too hard. That girl she stole, she asked first, which is like, okay, she has some home training. But when she was refused and a boundary was set, she went and she stole and then she lost it like a dumbass. No. No, 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 no. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Congratulations to the winner. Rose needs to get a necklace from her mama since she's okay with her behavior. Tara said, Mama, cough up the bucks. Rose needs a necklace. Bring out the cash, ma'am. Hey, Ren. He said, we're out here for Bonnets Bottles. I'm glad Rose was honest, but don't ever try it again. I'm glad that Rose eventually, Rose came clean. And I don't think that Rose had malicious intent, but she's one of those people, like, you know what it is? There's those people who mean well, but they just consistently violate boundaries. And I feel like a lot of them start out like Rose. They start out like Rose. Like, they ask first. When they're refused, they feel like they deserve the thing. So they just take the thing. And then they get surprised when people are upset with them and no longer trust them. I think that Becca has every right to have that lock and key on her door because, ma'am. And then also, how expensive is that ring? It's a wedding ring. That's not a couple $100. That's not a couple, that's a wedding ring, okay? Ma'am, she said, I'm just going to wear this expensive piece of jewelry that has no significance to me because it looks good with my outfit. Ma'am, go find a necklace from your mama's jewelry box. Go and find a necklace from your mama's jewelry box. Come on now. Come on now. LaDonna, I'm reading Am I the A-Hole stories for you guys, and we are judging. We're here to sip, judge with our bonnets on, baby. We are here to sip and judge. But yeah, Rose, Congratulations to the winner. Oh, congratulations, Tara, you won. I love that for you, baby. I love that for you, boo. Knowing you're doing something wrong isn't making a mistake. It's a deliberate choice to be a jerk. Ooh. Ren said boundaries. Boundaries. Let's go. The lighting here is delicious, right? Doesn't it feel, it feels very Bonnets and Bottles, right? It's very sexy. I love it, I love it, I love it. Reddit stories, love it. I'm here for it, enjoying the story. Thank you so much, baby. High school me would have dragged her one good time. Brittany said we fighting. But honestly, I'm actually like, I feel like, I know she didn't mean to lose it, but it's just like the irresponsibility of it all, but also just having something that you're not supposed to have. Like, come on, girl. Come on now. Come on now. No. But okay, I think it's time for the next story. I would say the father is not the asshole. In fact, he's a Father of the Year award. Okay? Because there's too many people out here not teaching their kids boundaries and not teaching them how to respect boundaries, and then they surprise when the kid ends up in jail. Because you know what? If Becca had seen a nice, no, not Becca. If Rose had seen a nice necklace at the store, she had seen a nice necklace at the store and said, oh, I just want to borrow it for a date. Where'd she end up at? Up underneath the jail. Up underneath the jail. Come on now. Okay. On to the next one. More fish in the sea. I'm here for boundaries. You guys, this is a place where we respect boundaries. All right. All right. Am I the a-hole for telling my husband his mom can't live with us for months-long stretches? Interesting. Bad behavior usually starts. Yes, it does. Yes, it not. I didn't know Timmy could ever do. Timmy did that. You know Timmy did that shit. And you knew Timmy was going to do it too. Anyways, am I the a-hole for telling my husband his mom can't live with us for months-long stretches? My husband and I have been married for almost 2 years. Our son is 10 months old. My parents live nearby, which has been invaluable during my pregnancy and since. My mom comes over regularly to help us out. My husband and her are on good terms too, so it's been going well. His parents live in another country. We have visited them since we got married, and that was 7 months ago, the time prior to our wedding itself, which took place there. My husband has been talking about my mother-in-law visiting soon for a long visit, which I was happy with. We recently moved into our new house. I've done a good job decorating it. We have a large guest room, and I was looking forward to hosting her, especially since it would make my husband happy. A couple of days ago, he was complaining about how detailed her visa application was. I told him I was surprised it was so thorough. He told me it's because while regular visa forms allow you to stay 6 months max, this one allows you for 2 years. Sheesh. I asked why she would need to stay for more than 6 months. He said that she's been thinking about winding up her medical practice and basically retiring. And this would allow her to stay for a longer visit if we all decide that it works. I was stunned. I told him that he should just do the regular app because his mom won't be staying for anywhere close to 6 months. I had it in my mind that she'd be staying for like a month. That's how long we stayed for when we went there. He said that it's his mom. She tells him how alone she feels. She can't go to my brother-in-law's because he lives with roommates, and we can't just put a timer on her visit here. He said that she's been looking forward to helping us with our son. I told him we don't need help. We manage fine on our own, and with my mom's help. I wanted to host his mom as a guest, not as part of our household. He complained that that's how it's not fair that my parents could visit whenever they wanted, while his can't. I was hurt by that because my parents have helped us out a lot, and I asked him if he wants us to limit how often my mom comes to visit. He said no, that's not what he meant. He said that he likes her, but it wasn't fair to his parents. My reply is that when his mom comes, she goes at the end of the day. That wouldn't be the case with his. I ended up by saying he should look into the easier regular form because she can't be thinking of staying for that long. He chose to sleep on the couch that night because it has been cold with me since. I hate that. We've never been cold to each other like this. I talked to my mom too. She said that having his mom live with us for long stretches would definitely affect me and that it's worth fighting for. I haven't seen him working in the application since last night. He went out when his mom called. When he came back, and I asked him how she took it, he told me that he told her that he's looking into her application best suits her. He asked me if I changed my mind. I said no. He shook his head and started watching TV. Am I the a-hole? I think that this is a case of cultural differences. Because I feel like because his mom lives in another country, I think that there's a cultural difference here that she's not being cognizant of. I think like two things. Because I'm going to say this, my opinion is going to be different because I am African, right? And like when you go and visit someone from another country, you're going to stay for a while. Yes, 2 years is a long time. That's a long while. But a couple of months, especially with a new baby, I don't think that's crazy. I don't think it's crazy for her to want to see her family. So I don't think it's crazy for her. Now, do you want her to stay at your house the whole time? Staying at your house the whole time, that could be a bit much. But I was like, if it's like, you want to be able to still have your space and stuff, you can find her a couple months rental. She got a medical practice. She must have some money where she at. So you can do like a nice little Airbnb situation for her. Give her a nice little short-term rental so she's not on top of you the whole time. She got somewhere else to go. Like you can be like, okay, first month you stay with us. After that, you're going to have to move out so we can have some space because we're a new family. That's Gucci Von Tucci. Like that's fine. But trying to limit how long she stays in the country is kind of crazy to me. Like you can be like, okay, she can stay for as long as she wants, but she can't really be staying in my house. Fair enough. And she's talking about like, he's saying like, yo, she's lonely. You know what the number one killer for old people? The number one killer for the elderly is not just like your heart gave out. It's loneliness. People are out here dying of loneliness. And like, I think one of the toughest things about like American culture is that like, I think that we really disregard our elders. And we don't make them part of our community, part of our society. And that is why so many people are lonely. And that's why a lot of older people are sad. Like, I really feel like she's not really being super considerate of his culture. And she's not being really super considerate of the mom. And I don't like that. Like, I get that you want your space, and I think, and I believe and understand that you need your space. It'd be different if they had like a guest house versus a guest room. I totally understand that. But like, his mom is literally lonely. She's getting along in years. She's by herself. She's willing to give up her medical practice to spend more time with you guys. Like she's clearly like not living a fulfilled life where she's at, like, and his son wants to be like her son wants to welcome him into her life, and she has like, things to be excited for in the country that you're at. Like, come on now. Like, I feel like her non-compromising just feels like a cultural difference to me, and I just like, I don't like how, like, it just feels disrespectful. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think she is the asshole. I think that she could have come at it a different way. Again, I know my perspective is going to be different because I'm very African. She could have come at it a different way, but like, he's really coming. She's coming to offer help. And she doesn't have to stay in their house the whole time. Like, I understand the need for space. I did grow up in America. I am from here. I get that you don't want your in-laws on top of you the entire time. That completely makes sense to me. But like, just being like, oh, don't even bother applying for the longer visa is wild to me. Crazy. And also, visa applications are expensive. She's not even shelling out the cash. She need to calm down. It's not even her money. She need to calm down. Calm down. Anyways, let me see what you guys think. Brittany said that's wrath. Okay. Let's see. She's moving in. You preach it, girl. Okay, 2 years. 2 years is a long time. But then they never said that she was gonna stay for the full 2 years. Note that. He just said that she was gonna stay for months at a time. It might be more than 6 months. Oh no, Mama needs friends or to go to her siblings' house. Mama might not have any siblings. You don't know if she's an only child. He didn't give us any like details about the aunts or uncles. They said that the brother-in-law lives with roommates, so like, it's not like she could really stay there. Fair enough. Like, she could also even do a thing where she like goes and visits the other kid for a little bit. But she got a grandchild. Of course you're gonna be excited. You're gonna want to spend some time with that kid. Like, come on. He said, get an apartment for your mom, Brittany. Exactly. Get her a place to stay stat. Come on. If he wants his mom to be able to visit anytime, she needs to buy a house. I mean, well, I don't know what country it is that they're coming from. Because if it's from like Spain or something, yeah, she should have some cash. She should be able to buy a house. Like, other places, because houses in America also depends on where in America they at. Like, because if they're in Texas, yeah, buy a house. Like, that's easy. If you in New York, easier said than done. Easier said than done. 2 years and a visit is a completely different. That is fair. That is fair. 2 years is not a visit. Neither is 6 months. But I can understand his point of view too. I say this. That is a visit. That is a visit for people from other countries. Most of the time when my family that comes to America comes for a bit, they usually stay for like a month or two. It's nothing crazy. If someone were to say that they wanted to stay for 6 months, I'm not going to be like, that's crazy. Now, are they staying in my house the entire 6 months? Probably not. But I don't think that, like, I think especially with the situation, especially with them having a new child, a new baby, like, she's going to want to spend time with that baby. You're going to want to spend the time. And I'm like, yeah, like, your mom is helping out, but like, do you not see how that's like not fair? That like one grandparent is getting all this time to bond with this child and the other one is not. Like, it's not her fault that he's from another country and he decided to stay here. Like, it's not her fault. She probably, in fact, she should just be happy that she accepted him into the family. Not ain't no way. Y'all are so funny. Mama needs friends. Yeah, she does need friends. So, cultural differences are things you talk about before marriage, not spring up on your wife after. That is fair. I think that it is a cultural difference in terms of like how accepting people are for a long visit. But I don't think that's something that people are going to think to talk about, honestly. It's not something that people are going to think to talk about. His wife has a right to her culture too, which may not involve multi-generational families. And I do think that is fair, that it might, but that is fair, but it's not, because it is a multi-generational family, because her parents live down the road. They stay close to where her parents are at, and they're at the house all the time helping her with the baby. So they are in a multi-generational family already. It's just with her family, not with his. And I don't think that's fair. I don't like how he started the 2-year visa before explaining which visa it is. I think like doing the 2-year visa, because I also think that like he was just assuming that she wants to spend more time in the country. I also don't know. I don't know how long she was planning to do the visit for. But he said he wanted to make sure she had ample time, because she's probably expressed to him her excitement about the new baby. You don't marry somebody who doesn't feel the same way you do, though. That is fair, but I also think that this might not be something that she really thought about and considered. They're married and he's paying for the visa. It's their money that he's spending. fair enough. The mom needs her own spot because 2 years is a long time. I know I would want my privacy. I don't think that the mom should be in their house for 2 years. Let me be clear. I do not think that the mom should be in their house for 2 years. But I don't like that her immediate thing was like, oh, like she can't stay around that long. I think that that's just like really friggin' rude. I thought it was really rude. I really don't like it. I really don't like it at all. And then I also feel like, I think like saying like, hey, I'm okay with your mom coming for a longer visit, but I don't think she needs to be in our house the entire time. That would have been more cool with me than just being like, oh, she can't be around for that long. That's crazy. Like your parents live down the block. That's crazy. Hello, time to order Sao Tome. Frederica, let me add the scent to you, the scent for you to the, I'm going to add it to the live for you, beautiful. Because this is Bonnets and Bottles, so we're not really focused on slanging right now. But I'm going to add it to the live for you. And we will go ahead and I'm going to put it on flash sale. So it's going to be in number 9 in the orange shopping cart if you're still here. I know we've been having a long discussion if we're still here. That's not her fault. He chose to move to another country from his parents and now wants her to move in. She's very right to not want somebody living in their house. It's not his culture, but it is hers. I think that that's totally fair. But again, I think that the mom should be able to be in the country. Mom needs a guest house or apartment. That would settle my nerves. I think that there's a fair solution, but just being like, oh, she shouldn't be around for that long is like really crazy and crazy rude to me. That's why I feel like the wife is the asshole in the situation, because it wasn't like she was looking for a solution where like where his family would be able to get as much time spent. And then also again, he's talking about how his mom is lonely, how she's like, how because he moved countries and stuff, he probably feels a little bit of guilt for having left the country as well. And then also like she wants to be a part of her grandchild's life. There's nothing crazy about that to me. Oh, you're welcome, Frederica. Thank you so much for coming through, Mamacita. My wife may mom needs a guest house or apartment. The wife may not have come from a close-knit family and she's jealous of their close bond. I think the wife does come from a close-knit family, because she lives, like her parents live down the block. Like her parents live right there. That's the part of it that's wild to me. It'd be one thing if she was just like, oh, like we're not really doing the multi-generational family thing, but they are. They're just only doing it with her family, and I don't think that's cool. She's like, she doesn't even need to be jealous. She can just be uncomfortable with it. I think that she can be uncomfortable with her staying in their house for a year or 2 years. I think that that's fine, but not even doing a solution like, because if she's gonna stay for that long, being like, oh, like I still need some privacy, I still need some space. Like, can we like find a long-term rental for her? Can we find like X, Y, and Z thing where it's like it's not gonna be like on top of us the entire time because my mom leaves at the end of the night? That makes more sense to me. That's a more viable solution to me. But like discouraging him from having the longer term visa so that his mom can stay longer is wildly inappropriate to me. Wildly inappropriate. Well, she isn't being very understanding, then I think that's not fair at all. American people are raised in the expectation that once you're an adult, you don't live with a parent. I think I know that and I understand that. So I think her being against them, the parent living with them that whole time, perfect sense. But being like, don't bother getting her a 2-year visa, crazy to me. Crazy to me, insanity, crazy rude. I don't think that's okay. I think that's okay. I think that he shouldn't have assumed that she was okay with it, but that's why I said it's a cultural difference. Because like for me, if I marry another person who's from an immigrant family and they're like, oh, like my mom's about to come and stay for like 3 months, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, all right, let's get this ready. I understand that. Especially if I just had a baby, I know that there's gonna be people who are around for a while. Cause like when I was first born, my grandmother flew from Nigeria to come help my mom take care of me, and then she took me with her to Nigeria for a couple of years. So like I understand that that's a part of people's cultures. You said, but I think that her being like, don't bother with the 2-year visa is literally psychotic to me. Like I would be getting a divorce. I would be getting a divorce, but it's not me. It's not me. Okay, let's go to the next story, you guys. That was a very juicy one. We had a lot but I told you guys my opinion probably wouldn't be popular because again, cultural differences. But that was crazy. That was crazy rude to me. She was wild. Oh, okay, you guys. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Waiting music. Kenny, I gotta go. My food is here. I'm gonna go grab it. I'll still not though. All right, sorry you guys. I had to take a break to get my food. Ooh, Chile. That's a long intermission. I appreciate you guys for for sticking it out with me. All right, let me see. Okay. Ooh, the conversation kept going. A compromise would be mom having her own space. No, I think that's why I feel like that was my issue with the wife's approach, was that she was just like, don't have her stay for 2 years, don't have her be around for 2 years. And I don't think that was okay. I think that you can be like, hey, I don't feel comfortable with her staying in our house for 2 years. That makes total sense to me. And you can be like, I think what we can do is have her stay for a couple of months and then maybe find a long-term rental. Because even me, I love my mom, but I don't think I'm gonna do a full 2 years when my first baby comes. It's a lot. I think multi-generational families are beautiful, but it's something you have to discuss with a partner. I think you can have the conversations for sure, but like her thinking that it's okay that her family gets to be there for everything and that his family doesn't is like very weird to me. It's very, very weird. It takes a village, and a lot of cultures take that seriously. True, as they should, but can't assume that your spouse will feel the same. But it's like, but what's crazy to me is that she doesn't see anything wrong with her family coming around all the time. That's why it's like that's why it feels weird. Because it would be like if her family wasn't helping out all the time and her family wasn't nearby, I would be like, oh, maybe she's just not used to like having like extra family coming to help, and then I'll be like, there'll be more excuses for her. But this is like, but the fact that her family is so involved, that her mom is so involved, and she's like has all this opposition to his mom being involved, is like not like, it's not okay with me at all. Like that's where she loses me, and that's where she comes off very weird. Comes off very, very weird. Before marrying someone, you should know their culture and that they can handle it. Just true. I also think there should be boundaries as well. I think that boundaries are perfect and they should be discussed. They should be discussed for sure. But I think just like her assumption that his family gets to spend less time, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not fair if her family's around. His mom has the right to be around too. Exactly. Y'all should listen to Scaling Stories. What Scaling Stories? Her family doesn't live with them or take up space in their home. I follow that page. I love them. I don't know this one. Yes, you always want to discuss what's expected before taking that step. Reddit, Doggo. She never said she was opposed to his mom being involved, just living with them. No, she said that his mom shouldn't be around for 2 years. She said, don't bother getting that long visa, get the shorter visa. She never said anything about finding a compromise, finding her a place to stay where so she's not going to be up under them for 2 years. She never said any of that. And that's like very suspect to me. Because it's very easy. It's very easy for her to just say, oh, I think that she can stay with us for a month, but I think having the pressure of having to have your mom stay with us for 2 years would be too much for me. Can we find a way? Can we find a way where she can like stay other places for a short period of time so that I can get a break and so that we can have privacy? That is a respectful conversation. What she did was not respectful. Okay, let's go to the next one. Would I be the asshole if I reject my hubby's try to fix my birthday? Ooh. It's my birthday today. Yay! Happy birthday. He congratulated me yesterday and I initially just laughed it off and said it's tomorrow, but thank you. We had a huge argument yesterday, not related to birthday stuff or anything like that. Today he tells me that he hasn't got me anything because we talked a couple weeks ago and agreed no gifts because we spent a lot of money lately. New glasses, got my hair done, and a really nice expensive Mother's Day gift. But I told him back then it would be nice with something small like flowers or something like that. So today he told me, sorry, I haven't gotten you anything. But we agreed to no gifts. And then I reminded him that something small would have been nice. And he got upset and said, well, when would I have had the time to do that? Then he asked if we should order sushi for my birthday dinner. And I told him I don't really feel like celebrating anymore. I went to nap with our baby and I saw him leaving on the door cam. I texted him not to get me anything if that's what he's planning to do. Just saw him come back with flowers. Would I be the asshole if I reject it now? Yes. Come on now. Come on now. Do you really have to ask? Like, girl. I think that like this is like sometimes some people just want to fight. I think I've read through all the comments. Thank you for your input, both asshole and non-asshole voters. I didn't reject the flowers because I didn't want to add another thing to fight about since we haven't really resolved what we were fighting about yesterday. Yay to those who voted would be the asshole. I graciously accepted the flowers and told him that they're very nice looking and genuinely happy. I was genuinely happy that he even trimmed and put them in a vase for me. I still don't want sushi, a celebration, but what's more in regards to the big fight we had yesterday, and I let him know that I agreed that he would take the baby for the evening so I can have some time with a book and a bath. I never said that getting my hair done and getting new glasses was considered gifts. I just said that they were expenses towards me. I was clear about wanting something small even though we agreed not to get me a big gift this year. I still wanted a gesture. I mentioned macaroons, my favorite confectionery, a card with his handwriting on it, chocolates, me time with the bath, which yay I finally get, or to sleep in, yummy food, he knows how to cook, etc. So I felt hurt that he did nothing until he realized it actually made me sad. I never wanted a big stink out of it or to try to brush it off, but I can't hide that I feel hurt. When I went to nap with the baby, I got angry seeing that he left to get flowers, which he claimed he didn't have time to do. It took him about 20 minutes, by the way. Also, we live in Norway, and Norwegian Mother's Day was just a few weeks ago, so it was a recent gift. Okay, I'm glad she added all that context. I think that I think that rejecting the fix is an issue. I think that him not understanding that he should have done something in the beginning is also an issue. So I think that they're actually both assholes in the situation. I don't know what they were hiding about. They were fighting about the night before because she didn't want to share those details, which is fine. But I think that like clearly that like was a distraction for the both of them. And that's probably why he forgot to go and get her flowers, because it's not like you get flowers. You get flowers like the night before or the day of. You don't get flowers. You don't get flowers that far in advance. I think that him wanting to fix it shows that he's willing to work on it, and I think that you should allow people to apologize, especially if it's coming from a genuine place. She said that, oh, he didn't realize that it made me sad. This might still be a love languages thing. Maybe they don't understand each other's love languages yet. And this might also be like a thing where he's thinking, you're saying flowers are a small gift. Maybe, I don't know how expensive flowers are in Norway. And I don't know what their financial situation is. Maybe to him, flowers seems a little bit bigger. Who knows? Now, she said that she's mentioned all these other things that she likes. Clearly, this is not a man who can take a hint. He's clearly not a man who can take a hint. So, she could just be like, you know, I would love these nice things for my birthday. And that works. I think the bath time and him taking care of the baby, I think that's fantastic. But I think that like you got to decide that you want to make things work. And when you decide that you want to make things work, you got to accept the apologies and keep it pushing. You said we all have the right to our opinions. We can all agree to disagree. LaDonna, everyone else has the right to their opinion, but I have the right opinion. I'm just going to let you know that. I'm going to let you know that. The girl's gonna give that man a mental. This girl's gonna give that man mental whiplash. Oh, for sure. The back and forth was a lot, but I also think like it sounds like she just recently had a baby, so she might just be tired. Hi, do you have a storefront in NYC that I can buy a net tomorrow? Zabi, I don't have a storefront, but if you want to come and pick it up at our office, you can send us a DM. And you can pick up at our office. Okay. Yeah, you can pick up at our office. Thank you so much for the orders, you guys. I wasn't expecting anyone to order anything tonight. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you shoot us a DM so we can give you the location. Perfect. And let me know what color you want in advance so we can have it ready. It's just turning into a mukbang, sorry. But yeah, this is so funny. Who knew that multi-generational families would be what really got the chat going? For dinner, I'm having some Chinese. I love a scallion pancake. I feel like they're so delicious. Love a scallion pancake. He said they need to work on their communication. As long as they both keep trying, they'll be okay. Oh, I agree. Like, I think that was just like a communication issue. I feel like Mans is not great at reading the room. Sounds to me like he's not a person that you can give hints to. Seems like he needs a list. And you know, sometimes you gotta accept, sometimes your partner is a list person, sometimes your partner is a hints person. And you gotta accept them for who they are and keep it pushing. Not we changed our minds to me. Listen, here, I almost bought a house with my mother-in-law. And I thank the Lord. Ren said, me said, I'm gonna give you guys the tea. No, but I totally get it. Like, I also feel like, I think it'd be really beautiful for that grandmother to be able to bond with the baby as well. And that's more of what I was reacting to, that like her time is supposed to be limited. That like really made me angry. I did not like that. So that's more where my issue with the wife's reaction came from. Cause also with a 2-year visa, you don't gotta stay for 2 years straight. Like I'm sure man, like, cause I don't know where in America they at, but I know the weather's probably not as good as wherever she's from. So she probably gonna want to go home at some point. I think if he brought it up instead of just assuming she was okay. No, like even if he just assumed it was okay, like I don't even know if the intention was for her to stay for 2 years straight. But even so, I'm still beefing with her. Okay. This one is gonna be funny for me. Alright. We're going till 8:30, you guys. But I am very hungry. I should have gotten a fork. Alright, next one. Am I the a-hole for being frustrated with my rich boyfriend for trying to give me money advice? This is hilarious. My boyfriend, 24-year-old male, and I, 24-year-old female, are moving in together in June. We've been together for 3.5 years. That's a long time, especially at that age. I've been in grad school for the past few years, have significant student loan debt, and will not have any steady income until September after I graduate and start my job. Why are you guys moving together in June if you ain't got no money? Alright. Anyways, I have some money in savings, so I'm planning to use that to survive and pay the rent for the next few months. He was trying to be helpful and help me create a budget, but kept overstepping and making me feel stupid. I don't think this was his intention, but I felt very frustrated, and I told him to back off as I felt like he just couldn't understand. For context, he makes a ton of money, has a trust fund and a huge inheritance coming his way in a few years, and he receives from his family, from his parents yearly, 3 times the amount that I'm trying to survive on for the next 6 months. That's a very confusing sentence. Okay, so financially we are on different planets. He said something along the lines of, "You're lucky I love you and I'm paying more of the rent because it's not really equal." He's paying 2-to-1 based on his income, family money, and my debt, which we agreed on. I kind of lost it on him and told him that he has no idea what it's like, and his advice means nothing to me because he comes at it with such a sense of privilege. Of course, he took it the wrong way and stormed out and said not to talk to him. Am I the a-hole for getting frustrated with him and bringing up our differences in finances? Nah, he was being an asshole. He was definitely being an asshole. Anyways, this is the edit. For context, my hard situation is that I am in graduate school and I'm getting paid via grants, very little amounts. It's confusing. He was trying to help me be less stressed out, and TBF had really good intentions. I feel like he wouldn't let me figure it out on my own, despite saying over and over again that I wanted to, because frankly, he was just making me more stressed. He is not and has never made any comments about what I spend my money on. I also found out he had taken my post-grad job salary and made note of how I should budget it, which I found insulting and overstepping. I'm financially literate and I have a lot in savings. I'm good with money overall, and I have been in school now for 7 years for an advanced degree at the moment, so I'm low on funds. I also have a conversation with him, and he apologized for the "you're lucky" comment. He realized that even the amount that we're splitting isn't equitable. Even if the amount that we're splitting isn't equitable, he says he didn't mean it that way. Fair enough. He was being an a-hole. I actually think that she has every right to be upset if she's not financially irresponsible. I think that sometimes, like, men can't help but to men, where they'll, like, overstep. Well, actually, I can't even say men, because I have a tendency to overstep from time to time, too. Because I just like to be helpful. And I think that he was coming from a good place. But I do think that he needs to calm down. And then also, I feel like sometimes people can't really see past their own financial situation, and everyone always knows in theory how everybody else should live. But if she didn't ask him for the help, he should have left it alone. Thank you. When people show you who they are, believe them. No, that insult was like a little bit. It does have me questioning him. It does have me questioning him. Just said, damn Cee, that's how it is. It is what it is, cuz. It is what it is. This is why I'm single. This is why. Thank you so much for the gifts, you guys. It just is what it is. My feelings are my feelings. I can't help myself. Hi, Kimberly. How you doing, beautiful? But yeah, no, he was doing too much. He was doing too much. I get that he was trying to be helpful. So I feel like I would give him some leeway. But I would definitely watch him when it comes to finances. I also feel like if he's making all this money and stuff like that, why is she so stressed? Like, why is she so stressed? It has me feeling like she's trying to prove that she's not with him for the money. And he's just like a little bit of a stingy asshole. Because I was like, y'all been together for 3.5 years. You got your advanced degree. Your job stops in September. He should have been like, I'll pay 100% of the rent until you have a job. But whatever. That's just me. Anyways, she want to live that life. She can have fun with that life. That's not for me. They need to have a real conversation about how he views her. She's highly educated. Exactly. Been better, but I'm glad to be here for your life. Oh, Kimberly. Well, I'm glad that we can be a light in your day. And I hope that things get better, baby. Okay. This one is we're gonna go more lighthearted for the next one, you guys. Am I the a-hole for confronting a mother? She's a mother. A mother who was encouraging her kid to throw a water balloon at me. Hi. So this basically happened yesterday when I, 21-year-old female, was coming home from college. I was with my friend and we were discussing something when I felt a splash beside me and some water splashed into my pants. I looked up and saw a woman and a kid trying to hide from our view. I was furious because it is not even holy yet. So why are they throwing water balloons at random strangers, especially those coming home from work or college? I knocked on their door. They didn't answer at first, but I kept on knocking. The mother appeared and asked me why I was knocking nonstop. And I asked her why she was encouraging her kid to throw water balloons at strangers. She said, "So what? It's holy." I replied, "It's not holy yet. And what if we had important documents in our bags?" I kept arguing with her until she closed the door in my face. My friend told me that I overreacted, but I didn't think I did. Am I the a-hole? You throw anything at me, it's assault. So, like, it's assault, ma'am. Now your kid's in jail. How you like me now? It's assault. It is assault. If it makes you feel better, she has new fragrances that just dropped. Aw, man, you're such a sweetheart. Nah, the audacity. I'm definitely going to check them out. Aw, thank you, boo. I have them in the orange shopping cart right now. You can definitely take a gander. We are focused on Bonnets and Bottles right now. We've got 17 minutes left. How do you feel? Do you feel like she was being an a-hole for confronting the mom, for encouraging the kid to throw balloons? I feel like if the holiday hasn't started yet, she shouldn't be throwing the balloons yet. She got to jump on holy. I'll be upset, especially if it's my laptop, right? Like, that's crazy. Because I feel like if it's it's holy, you know people are gonna be throwing stuff at you, you're not gonna carry your laptop around with you, you know? But otherwise, me and that mom are beefing. Alright, this is gonna be a good one for... Thank you for the orders, you guys. This is gonna be a good one for my booze that live in warm climates. And humid climates. Am I the a-hole? The guy I was dating doesn't want me to turn on the AC in Florida. There is a man in Florida hashtag and search in Google for a reason. The first thing you did was dated in Florida. That was the first mistake. But let's go on. I've been dating this guy for over 1 month. Y'all aren't dating, y'all are friends. I've been friends with this guy for over 1 month. I noticed he keeps his AC off, but has turned it on for me until yesterday. He told me recently he's having trouble making car payments. He can't pay car insurance either. And I found out he might be going through bankruptcy by reading some notes of his. He never told me about this. All dates have been 50-50. We went to the beach yesterday. He paid for lunch, about $60, which went mostly to his food and drinks. I only ordered a quesadilla, $10, and some water. I paid for parking at the beach. We went to my car because he has no insurance, so gas was on me too. I paid for dinner, $90. He ordered himself 6 rolls of sushi, soup, and dessert. I only ordered 1 roll. I kind of felt taken advantage of, but here's when shit hit the ceiling. I got sunburned after the beach, and I was so hot. So I asked him to turn on the AC. He did it for a bit, then told me he shut it down for the night. I wasn't allowed to touch the thermostat. He said his electricity bill was $50 and he wants to keep it that way. It was 74 degrees at 3 a.m. and I couldn't sleep because it was so hot. I sleep with a 69 degree AC with the covers on. I have been doing it all my life and I can't sleep any other way. Anyway, I turned the AC down to 70. He got up and we started arguing, told me not to use fucking heavy covers. And that is why I was hot. That I was keeping him up because I got up to check on my dog that was sick too. Wait, are they living together? What? I'm so confused. Why is your dog at this man's house? Okay, anyways. I left his place because he shut the AC off and told me I need to sleep without AC. I went home to sleep under my comfortable 69 degree temperature. When I told him that I'm going home at 4 a.m., he said, that's a great idea. Neither of us has texted today, but I felt like after I spent $9 on dinner, beach parking, and gas, 1.5 hours total, he could have at least kept me comfortable. Am I the a-hole? I know he's having financial trouble, but he buys himself food from restaurants all week and goes to hockey games, goes out with his friends. He's acting like one night with the AC on a setting is setting him back for life. Baby, this is where your bar is. This is where your bar is, and I'ma need you to bring it up here. I'ma need you to bring it up here. That is not your man. Leave him. Leave him. That is crazy. Because first of all, you can't be mad at him. He can't be mad at you because he broke. He is mad at you because he is broke. That is crazy. That is insane. That is unwell behavior. He cannot be mad at you because he is broke. And girl, if you are keeping this itemized list of what you are spending money on, you are not okay with the financial dynamics in your relationship. You are not okay with it, and it's okay to not be okay. It's a preference. Some people have a preference for broke. Some people have a preference for Bentleys. Okay, and your preference is not for broke, ma'am? Leave him. Leave him. much worse than confronting her, right? I'm in Arizona. Dump him. Like Nicole said, dump him. Wow, this is bigger than AC. Move on. Like, girl. Red flags, can't manage his money. I'm paying no AC in Florida. Time to run on out of it. Tyra, say it again for the girl in the back. Leave him. Why is your bar in hell? Why is your bar in hell? Thank you so much for the orders, you guys. But like, ma'am, you cannot be that ugly. Come on now. His high set, he said exactly. His high setting should be FWB. What does FWB mean? I don't know what that means. But it's time to go. She needs to leave that man. I don't care about who being the a-hole here. Ma'am, you're in danger, girl. You're in danger. Get up out of there. I cannot. You're in danger, girl. She's standing in hell. She's standing in hell in his apartment. That should tell her something, right? You got sunburned. You're paying for everything. And that man has the audacity to yell at you for wanting to be comfortable? Ain't no way. But I'm still trying to figure out why the sick dog was there. I just don't understand. Okay. Can't wait to try Galaxy Glow. Oh, yay! It does smell. It smells really, really good. I cannot wait for you to fall in love, Kimberly. Thank you so much, beautiful. All right. I feel like let this be a reminder to us, ladies, that your bar should not be in hell. If he will not turn on the AC for you, that is not your boo. That is not your boo. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? That is not your boo. Yay, it's a black raspberry, even an upscale sister. Purr. She needs to know her worth. Tara said, amen. Because what? That was crazy. Okay, you guys. Let's go ahead and do the next one. Am I the a-hole for telling my client my birthday? It's my birthday, and she shamed my coworkers for forgetting my birthday. Now she said, praise hands, let's go. I was hired last May to a company that's all about celebrating everyone. I was asked and paid into collections for my boss's birthday, 3 coworker birthdays, and everyone got flowers and cake, cards, and balloons, and a free lunch. I have sung happy birthday, participated in pictures, etc., and also participated in collections for coworkers' family when a coworker's family had died, and my boss for the Christmas party. My birthday was last week. I had mentioned I was excited for my birthday the week before. Nothing. No one said a thing. No one wished me happy birthday, no card, or anything. I was hurt, but I ignored it. So my client knew there was someone on the staff with a birthday near hers, and she was trying to figure out who the Pisces on the staff was. Every day for 2 weeks, the day after my birthday, I told her she had lots to say to the staff for not celebrating my birthday in our usual fashion. It hurts I was forgotten, but I didn't think I had done anything wrong. Somehow, my coworkers are blaming me for not giving them time to celebrate my birthday. It is literally in our computer email system. Wish your team member a happy birthday. Am I the a-hole? Absolutely not. Because it'd be one thing if she wasn't participating, or he. I actually don't know who this person is. They were hired in May. It'd be one thing if you weren't participating, but you have been participating with enthusiasm. They're wrong for that. And also, I love a Pisces. In fact, she not acting crazy enough for a Pisces for me. She really should have given them a business. She got to get her full water sign on them. She really should have given them a business. She said they knew they don't like her. Damn. Ren said it was not an accident. They don't like you, baby. They don't like you. Now they're trying to blame her. They don't feel bad. Facts. Said heck no. Ooh, client got him. Got him. The coworkers did her dirty. Maybe Ren's right. Maybe the coworkers don't like her. Maybe they don't like her. You know what's so funny? I didn't even consider that. I didn't even consider that. They don't like her. They are not her friends. But you know what? Now she knows. Now she knows. Be careful. But also, I'm really happy that she told the client and the client gave them the business. Because how dare they? How dare they be mean to my boo like that? I don't even know her, but she seems sweet. She seems like she's very willing to participate. You said, if it was an accident, they wouldn't have felt bad and apologized, not blamed her. Ooh. You know what, Ren? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, they know what they did. They know what they did. All right, y'all. We're getting into the last story of the night. Thank you guys so much for such an eventful bonnets and bottles. I hope you have your bonnet and your bottle. If you don't, we got some bonnets in the orange shopping cart for you guys. And we're going to go ahead and go into the final story of the night. If you have any product questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. By product questions, I mean questions about the stories and your opinions and judgments. I'm just so used to saying that. But Ren really hit the nail on the head with that one. She said, I know a conniving hoe when I see one. Facts. All right. Am I the a-hole for suggesting my niece find a new place to stay? Let's find out. My 36-year-old female, so she's 36-year-old female, niece is 18 years old. Daughter of my husband's 38-year-old male younger brother. Okay, so this is her husband's brother's daughter. So this is not her niece by blood. I'm not sure why that's important to say. Because you either part of the family or you ain't. You either in it or you ain't. But okay, ma'am. Let's see where this is going. Let's see where this is going. Okay. Moved in with us about 3 months ago. So the niece, 18-year-old niece, has moved into the house right after she turned 18. Okay, so she don't like her daddy. Okay, cool. She stayed with us for weeks at a time before, and her relationship with her parents is complicated, to say the least. See, and there we go. So I had no problem welcoming her to move in with us while she got her footing after properly moving out of her parents. She graduated last summer and has been working since. Kind of implied she wanted to find a place of her own, so I assumed that this was her plan. Anyways, living with her has been not great. Okay. She was so much tidier when she was just staying for a couple of days or weeks. Now she just sort of leaves her stuff all over. It's also not exactly cheap to have a whole other person living here when we're already on a tight budget. So yesterday at dinner, I asked her if she'd been looking into apartments, roommates, etc. And she made this sad, kicked puppy face and said that she would get right on that. My husband is mad at me now and telling me that I didn't need to let her know that she can move out in her own time and can stay as long as she likes. That's not true though. The expectation has always been that she would eventually move out, and I don't think I did anything wrong by voicing it. Am I the a-hole? I don't actually think she's the a-hole in this situation because if she had already talked about moving into having her own apartment, like everyone knew it was a temporary situation. But I also think that like the OP's being a little passive aggressive. If your issue is that she's leaving her stuff around, tell her to pick her shit up. She's 18 years old. She can clean up after herself. I feel like we gotta stop having the bar in hell for everyone, okay? Like if you're someone that's staying at your house, like you're still a guest in this house. Even if she's living there for, Even if you guys let her stay for a year, it's not her house. You're not charging her rent. But the other thing I'm trying to figure out is this. If she's working, I don't know if she's contributing or not because she is young. Maybe they want to help her save up. How is having her in the house more expensive than not having her in the house? That's what I want to know, because like, what is she doing that's costing you extra money? That's a question that I have. I don't know. Like, but maybe like I don't think about it that deep. So I'm like, if someone else stays in my house, I don't feel like, does that really make my electricity bill go up? I feel like if she's eating food for free, that's fair enough. But like, she should be buying her own groceries if she got a job. Like, that's only fair. Or she should at least buy groceries. OP could have had a convo with her husband about putting down house rules. Yup. She needs to do that. The niece says it was only until her own place, so I don't blame her. I think if the niece said it, I don't think she did anything wrong. But I also think if the issue that you have is that she messy, like, tell her to clean her shit up. Like, especially if you're giving her a place for free, clean up. She's not paying for herself. I'm wondering like what it is. Like, is she not paying? Like, is she like eating food and like not paying for food? Like, she's not helping out. Like, what's going on? Because it seems like there's a little bit of underlying resentment. And if it's just about the messiness, she's like, you said, oh, she was much tidier when it was only for a couple weeks at a time. Tell her to pick her shit up. Like, come on now. What if the OP is the only one cleaning up behind her and not the hubby? I think the niece needs to clean. Oh, she needs to clean up after herself. Like, a hundo P. She needs to be cleaning up. Like, if she not cleaning up, that's a problem. Like, she's a grown adult. She needs to clean up after herself. Said 18 is still really young to be on her own. Maybe hubby thought that they were gonna help her longer. I think that that's fair. I feel like I mean, at 18 I was in college, so I wasn't really on my own like that, right? So I think that that's fair, but they need to have like a discussion about like what the future will hold. But if she's already like, cause I think like she said like, I'm not like, this didn't just come from nowhere. The girl had discussed having her own place. So I think that that's perfectly like, bringing it up isn't a terrible thing. But I think that if like the underlying issue is that she messy, tell her to clean up. If the underlying issue is that like you can't afford to feed her, your man, and you, tell her to give you some money every, like if it's like a cooking thing, you'd be like, hey, I'm gonna need you to cook your own food, or hey, like I need you to contribute to groceries. I don't think that's like a terrible thing to do. I was kicked out at 18, had to live completely independently. It was hard. Oh, I know it's hard. And I think that like, I know it's like, I know that's going to be super, super difficult to, and I don't think that they should kick her out, but I feel like it doesn't seem, she's not saying anything to me. The OP is not saying anything to me that seems insurmountable. So I'm just like very confused about the rush to just have her out the house. Cause is it like if there's like finances that are being stretched extra thin because she's not contributing, you can have an honest conversation. Like at the end of the day, you're not her parents. Like you didn't bring her into this world. And I think that like it's amazing that the brother wants to, like her husband wants to help his niece. I think that's a beautiful thing. But you can't help someone to the detriment of yourself, right? Because if you give someone the shirt off your back and you guys are in the freezing cold, like now instead of them freezing, you freezing. So how does that help anybody? Because somebody's gonna die. But like if you can find if y'all can work together to find another shirt while you rub their back and help them out, that works out. That works out. It would be nice if they could discuss the real issues and find a solution. I think that like, because I'm like, I need to know what the underlying issue is. Like, if it's about being messy, that's a conversation. Be like, hey, you living in my house, it's my rules, clean up. If it's about like resources, like if there's resources that are being used that aren't being refreshed because there's a third adult, be like, hey, like, because like, you know what I think? Because like when you're a kid, you don't think about like how much things cost, right? So like you don't think about toast, you don't think about eggs, you don't think about jam, you don't think about butter. You just know that there's that butter and toast and jam magically appear in the fridge every week, right? You don't think about those things. And I think that part of her growing up and part of her deciding that she doesn't want to live with her parents anymore means that she also has to like do grown-up things like pay some bills and contribute and help out. That's my I'm thinking on it. Because like I think it's like I want her to be safe. Like she's 18, she's a young girl. It's her first time being on her own. I want her to be safe, I want her to be happy, I want her to be healthy, and I want her to be in a financially stable situation. And I was like, the conversation with the husband's got to be like hey, if we're gonna have her staying with us long term, Like, we need to think about how this affects us financially. And we do need to like ask for some type of support so that it makes sense for all of us, so that we can all be in a happier situation. Or if it's like I don't really want to be having like a 18-year-old living up under me, that's also fair. It's also allowed, but that's a discussion that needs to happen for sure. Like, she needs to have this conversation about her plans with her aunt and uncle. Yeah, they need to have a real conversation about it. I mean, right now everybody's thinking about eggs. No, but like honestly, like, I mean, now everyone's thinking about eggs, but like, you don't know how much she think about eggs or not, because like, especially if she's not paying for eggs, she might not know the price of eggs is so high. She might not know, because you don't know, these kids don't be tapped in. Especially if she's not paying for food, she might not know. But you guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's episode of Bonnets and Bottles. I'm going to say goodbye to my IG fam first. Mwah. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you love the stories. And I'm going to say good night to my family on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you guys had a great time too. And to my TikTok